Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to Lessons with Lenski. Changed it up a little bit. Got ourselves a little billboard here. Tom Cruise approved. KM Global approved. I got my beats on. We're ready to rumble on Chapter 3, Key Issue 3, Why Do People Migrate? Altogether, quite an easy read on this key issue, and it's a very short PowerPoint. Probably going to wrap it up pretty darn soon. Okay, so reasons for migration. People decide to migrate because of a combination of two different things. Huge for this unit. Push and pull factors. So push factors are things that are going to cause people to move out of a location. Pull factors are going to be reasons why people move into a new location. So a push factor for my current situation in Milwaukee might be it's really far from my job and crime is high. Pull factor for Wales or Waukesha, one, it's closer for me, and two, it's probably got a lot less crime. So that's just one example. We'll go through a multitude of these and some historical examples of these. So three major types of push and pull factors that we will cover in this slide are political and social, environmental, and economic. Getting right into political, we have three main groups that we need to talk about, which are refugees, IDPs, or internally displaced person, and asylum seeker. So, the United Nations High Commissions for Refugees recognizes these three groups as people or migrants who have experienced forced political migration. So a refugee has been forced to migrate to avoid threats to his or her life, and they do not return in fear of persecution. Okay? An internally displaced person is similar to a refugee, but they just haven't crossed an international border. So if they moved from, somewhere within Syria, if they just moved to a different city to stay with family, they're still an IDP or an internally displaced person. You just need to not cross that border. An asylum seeker is someone who has migrated to another country and is hoping to be recognized as a refugee in order to get some benefits and become, recognized in that state so they can receive some benefits. As we will come to know with our Syrian refugee crisis mapping benchmark, Syria does have the highest number of refugees within the country, also fleeing the country. All right, this is a good infographic map that you guys can use. And then this, I gave you guys a handout on this for the top 10 countries for refugees by hosting country and top 10 countries of internally displaced people or persons. So if you guys wanted to fill that out with your own time, go for it. But if you just want to pause, you can look at that and then try to color in and shade in anything you want on that map I gave you. So, reasons for migration on the social end. Okay, so there's going to be a pull and a push factor on this. The pull factor is being the acceptance of religion, sexuality, ethnicity, or gender equality. So that's the reason why people will want to go to America, Canada, Europe from places like Syria. Now the push factor is essentially the same thing, but there's a hostility towards certain religions, hostility towards some sexual orientations such as homosexual peoples, hostility towards ethnicities, and lack of gender equality specifically for the females. Okay, moving on to the environmental, pretty straightforward here. Pull factors, everybody wants a warmer climate. They want to see the scenic stuff, mountains, seaside. They want to be in the cool areas. Who wouldn't? I would love to be right on the lake or in some sort of warm climate. However, I'm not. Environmental push factors is going to be water. This is the most common threat, so either flood, drought, or poor water accessibility, water or air pollution, disease, or famine. Okay, pretty on the surface here. We can get into some more details when we start to dig into push and pull factors after the Syrian refugee crisis, because we're going to be talking about gentrification and what is pushing people out and what is pulling people in, and we'll get to these, as well as some historical examples of push and pull factors, forced migration and not forced migration. So, reasons for migration on the economic side. These are going to be the most prevalent. More than likely, people are moving or migrating for some sort of economic reason. So a push factor for the economic side would be just moving away from a place that doesn't have a lot of jobs, right? So people just south of our borders might be trying to enter our country for better job opportunities. A pull factor in that case would be the availability of jobs. A push factor would be, well, down in Mexico we don't have any jobs, so I'm going to go to the United States and hopefully get gainful employment and be able to support my family. U.S. and Canada have been prominent destinations for people who are seeking that economic, stepping stone of moving here and getting those opportunities. And then a lot of other migrant people will also go to Europe. Okay, I think that is the last slide. We can go over these in a little bit more detail in class. I will also post up another screencast for Key Issue 4, and then maybe some extra screencasts for any issues that we might have with some central concepts or different terms. All right, everybody, hope you liked the new and improved lessons with Lenski. If you guys have any questions, let me know. All right, thanks, bye.